Hey, what's going on, guys? Justin Fuller, ex-Honda salesman, tech lover, and today your host, and we're going to be reviewing the 2025 Honda CRV LX. So we're going to figure out how does this stack up against other makes and models out in the world, and is it different from a 2024? Let's hop on in. So at the front of this car, you've got a 1.5-liter engine putting out 190 horsepower. That is then running to either two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, depending on the trim level you pick. Understand that this vehicle is also offered in a hybrid model, which is a 2-liter engine putting out 204 horsepower. I want to throw a comparison up so you can see how does the 190 horsepower coming out of the 1.5-liter in this vehicle stack up against other makes and models out in the world. While that's up, I'll just remind you, if you're looking at a 2024, you could shop pre-owned. It is the same engine and same transmission in the vehicle. So let's talk about MPG. So in the two-wheel drive model, which I'm sitting in right now, the LX model, you are going to get 28 in the city and 34 on the highway. So I want to throw a comparison up on the screen so you can see how does the 28 in the city and 34 on the highway stack up against other makes and models out in the world. If you jump to a hybrid model, you are then looking at 43 in the city and 36 on the highway. So it is significantly higher, especially when it comes to city driving. So if you need that extra MPGs, depending on the way you drive, the lifestyle you live, looking at a hybrid model might be worth spending a little bit of extra money. Let's talk about ground clearance. So I want to throw something up so you can see how does it stack up against other makes and models out in the world. While that's up, I'll just remind you, 7.8 is what you get in the two-wheel drive. If you go to the all-wheel drive, it's 8.2. So there could be a little bit of a difference there depending. So something to be aware of. If you're shopping a 2024 though, isn't going to matter. Now, when you move into the front row of this vehicle, you've got quite a bit of space. I've got 41.3 inches of leg space in this vehicle. I showed you earlier, I could have been like 6'5" and still fit in this car. I'm 6 foot 250. I fit with plenty of leg space. So I'm going to throw something up on the screen so you can see how does the 41.3 inches stack up against other makes and models out in the world. While it's up, I'll just remind you, 2024 would matter, hybrid, the exact same. However, if you were jumping into the little sister of this vehicle, the HRV, you'd actually get more leg space. It's 41.9 inches. So something kind of cool to know in case you end up having to shop something a little bit less expensive or you're looking for something a little bit smaller, because maybe you live somewhere where there's a parking garage or where you just don't have much space and you need a smaller vehicle. Now, when you move into the second row of this vehicle, you've got 41 inches of leg space. Very usable. Quite a bit of leg space to take advantage of. So I'm going to throw something over the screen so you can see how the 41 inches of leg space stacks up against other makes and models out there in the world. While that's up, I'll just remind you, 24 doesn't matter, hybrid doesn't matter, they're the exact same. And then of course, if you jumped into that Honda HRV, the little sister of this vehicle, it'd be at 37.7. So just something to keep in mind if you're kind of dabbling in between SUVs. Let's talk about cargo space. So with the seats folded up, you've got 39.3 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this car. It's quite usable. If you needed to put a dog back there, you need to throw a whole bunch of luggage back there. If you're in a band, if you're a super athletic person, you've always got bags and gear and all that, it's going to fit. You're going to have quite a bit of space to take advantage of. But I want to throw something up on the screen so you can see how the 39.3 stacks up against other makes and models out in the world. While it's up, no big change from 25 to 24, so you can shop pre-owned and save yourself some bucks. Now, when you flip those seats down, you've now got 76.5 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this car. Very usable. So I'm going to throw something up on the screen so you can see how does the 76.5 stack up against other makes and models out in the world. The one thing that I don't like about the cargo space while you're looking at that is just there's this hump that exists back there now that used to not exist a few years back. So if you're the kind of person who camps in your car, maybe you're a festival goer, know that there's a hump now that you're going to have to adjust or account for. If you drop down to that HRV, it's 24.1 cubic feet behind the second row. And then if you flip down the seats, it'd be 55.1. So it is a good amount of space that you lose out on by moving down to the HRV, but it is much flatter. So just something to be aware of if you're cross-shopping Honda SUVs. I want to talk to you about trim levels. So this is the LX model. This is your basic trim, right? This is the bottom of the barrel. $31,450 is how much this car costs with destination. Now, above this is going to be the EX. That is a non-hybrid model. If you jump to the EX, I want you to understand, one, how much extra money is that going to cost you? But two, what is the list of items that you're going to get by jumping up to that? Now, the second part to that is if I'm in the LX, I'm saying, hey, maybe I actually want to jump up to the hybrid. What's the first available hybrid? Well, the way the trims go, LX, then EX, then Sport Hybrid, right? So you'd be jumping up 2 trims. So if I jump from the LX up to that Sport Hybrid, one, how much money is it going to cost me? And then two, what is the list of amenities that I'm going to get by jumping up to that? We already know that the gas mileage is going to be better, but what else am I getting in the car that may matter to me, right? May hold value. Before we get out of here, I want to ask you for a couple favors. One, I hope you press the like button. Of course, helps me push this video higher up in the search, and I think I make the content pretty well and others will enjoy it too. Leave a comment. If you have a question about something that I did in the video, or if you wish that I would add something to the video, leave a comment, let me know. Or if you just want to give me some positive reinforcement, I could use that too. We all could. 3, I hope you subscribe to the channel so when I produce videos like this, you'll receive them. And then 4, I hope you share the video, man. If you got some friends that are shopping SUVs or specifically Honda SUVs, I hope you'll share this video with them so you can see how this car stacks up against other makes and models out there in the world. And of course, how it's different from a 2024. And then how does that HRV play a role in case they're shopping other Hondas as well. Other than that, appreciate you tuning in. Later, guys!